Presidents and those who would be president often boast about their qualifications, things like their education, their experience, and their achievements. And then there's Donald Trump, who's boasting about his dementia test. We'll talk about that next on All Things Beer and Bacon. The Montreal Cognitive Assessment is meant to test for signs of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, or other conditions, but Trump talked about it as if he just aced an IQ test proving his intelligence. It doesn't.
I said, how tough is this test, Ronnie? Because these people are calling me bad names. They calling me stupid. They're stupid, Ronnie, and we got to end this bull. So I said, how long and how tough is the test? They said, well, the first questions are easy, but when you get to the middle of the test, they're very hard.
Yeah, they're real hard. You have to remember the names of some animals, count, draw a clock, and know what day it is. See for yourself. There's a link to the test in the description below. But for now, we'll let Trump describe it.
I said to the doctor, it was Dr. Ronnie Jackson, I said, is there some kind of a test, an acuity test? And he said there actually is, and he named it, whatever it might be. And it was 30 or 35 questions. The first questions are very easy. The last questions are much more difficult. Like a memory question, it's like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV. So they say, could you repeat that? So I said, yeah. So it's person, woman, man, camera, TV. Okay, that's very good.
Can you help us?
Yeah.
Can you say person, woman, man, camera, TV?
So it's person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Hooray!
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Again!
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
One more time!
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
We did it! Yay!
Because I'm cognitively there.
Why was Trump given the test in the first place? Because he's showing signs of not being all there. Let's take a look at some examples.
Speaking of classic Donald Trump, during the spray with the NATO Secretary General yesterday, the president claimed that his father was born in a very wonderful place in Germany while discussing the country's military spending. But Fred Trump was actually born in the Bronx.
He sure was.
And that wasn't the first time the president said that.
My father is German, right? Was German. And born in a very wonderful place in Germany, and so I have a great feeling for Germany. My father's from Germany. Both of my parents are from the EU. Don't forget, both my parents were born in EU sectors, okay? I mean, my mother was Scotland, my father was Germany.
Here he is claiming Melania couldn't make the trip with him to Texas after Hurricane Harvey. She's literally standing to his left. Watch this.
So I want to thank everybody, you guys. I mean, I don't want to see you next week at another place, okay? We've seen you enough. But I just want to thank everybody, the first responders. On behalf of myself, our vice president, Melania really wanted to be with us. It's really touched her heart what's gone on. And we've seen the devastation. We're going to see some more of it now, unfortunately. And Melania really wanted to be with us. It's really touched her heart what's gone on, and we've seen the devastation. We're going to see some more of it now, unfortunately, and I have to say that...
Here he is struggling to read.
Your campaign of terror, murder, mayhem will not be tolerated any longer.
No wonder he never reads anything. He can barely do it. And it doesn't just happen when he reads. Here he is struggling with the word origins.
And I hope that this investigation now, which is finished, It's totally finished. No collusion, no obstruction. I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings of that investigation.
Say it! Say it!
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges, how it started.
Here he is letting his mind drift away as he talks, something he does frequently. Ask him a question, any question, and odds are this will happen. Take a look.
You said yesterday you want NATO to do more. Could you be a little more private?
I did. I spoke
on what you wanted.
Right.
And have you gotten any indication from them that they?
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. I spoke to Secretary General yesterday, and we had a great conversation. He was very, I think he was actually excited by it. And I actually had a name. NATO, right? And then you have ME, Middle East. You'll call it NATOMI. I said, what a beautiful name. NATOMI. I'm good at names, right? USMCA, like the song, YMCA.
Here's just one example of him losing his memory.
I'm not sure that I've ever even heard of a Category 5. I knew it existed, and I've seen some Category 4s. You don't even see them that much, but a Category 5 is something that I don't know that I've ever even heard the term. I've just come from a stop at Tyndall Air Force Base where I saw the devastating effects of that Category 5.
He'd never heard of it then, and he said he never heard of a Category 5 about 10 different times when Maria hit Puerto Rico. This is the 4th Category 5 since he's been president.
The signs are all there. The red flags are waving in the wind. If you still believe that there's nothing wrong, then you're in denial, unicorns are real, and this guy didn't just fart on live TV.
Evidence is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election.
We here at All Things Beer and Bacon are not trying to change anyone's mind on who to support. But if you're going to support this guy, you should at least know what you're stepping in. If he doesn't have dementia, then he's just a bona fide idiot. Don't take our word for it. Google the word idiot and then check the images. Guess whose face shows up?
Right now, if you Google the word idiot under images, a picture of Donald Trump comes up. I just did that.
You can't get your picture associated to a search word on Google without literally hundreds of thousands of instances on the internet already making that association. Either Trump is in cognitive decline or he acts that way on purpose. Either he can't help it or he can. Neither choice is a good one. Please, Republicans, don't let this man be your candidate in 2024.
Did you know Trump in another life?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
I've known Trump for almost 20 years.
Because I would see him wanting your approval. Like someone like you is his kind of person. You're in sports, you're wealthy.
Yeah, no question.
You're a gangster. So what would happen if you saw him? Like what would happen if you saw him?
Well, I was in the White House last year, right? And I didn't know how he'd respond to me. I was there talking about a healthcare project I was working on with Jared Kushner. And Jared was like, well, the boss wants to see you in the Oval Office. I'm like, okay, kind of surprised. And I walked in, he goes, hey, Mark, and that's who Donald is. You know, Donald is what can you do for me now? And that's my whole relationship over 20 years. It's been, you know, we're having a feud, but then he thinks I can help him. And if you say something nice, you're his best friend, and do you mind working with him? And that's just who he is. And look, personally, I don't have a problem with the guy. Now, professionally, as the president, I think he's an idiot. You know, I've never thought he was smart in talking to him, but I know a lot of smart people that I can be friends with. Some hindsight and some backstory. And, you know, while his dad, if you look at all his biggest successes, you know, in terms of building, they were while his dad was alive. And his dad was great at building. Great. And, you know, Donald was smart enough to use that as a resource and let his dad handle the things he didn't know.